on the last episode of WebLYFE Atlanta.
Hey, what's up? Brandon doing OnlyFans? Now, ain't he on Triangle? This is what they were sending to us.
I think people were under the impression that it was going to be more HBO After Dark, and it was more like Coco Dorm.
So, that part.
I don't know.
Are they not paying or something?
What if I was homeless? What if I was a destitute?
Right.
Like, what if I couldn't take care of myself? You know what I'm saying?
Brandon, you know, I love Brandon, but me and Brandon be having this, we got this real love-hate type deal going on. So.
They said they blaming it on the edible. So, you know, she an actor. So
Yeah, I feel like I needed like an extra day of planning.
let me pass out.
Mikey passed out like right in the middle of my shit.
At least you got to perform.
Someone has decided to start an OnlyFans doesn't necessarily mean that they're broke. I actually got into the OnlyFans community because I was broke.
I personally know a lot of people, and they credit card scammers, they drug dealers, they drug lords, and they prostitutes.
But he also has a lot of disdain for people who do sex work. He speaks less than of a lot of different types of people who do work, get money for sex.
I did hear that you wanted Brandon.
I heard about what?
Mikey and Brandon fucking.
I heard.
There's a guy that's on his OnlyFans. Is that the boyfriend?
What's the history between you and Mike?
Is that your roommate?
I don't know, but
Sure, y'all not fucking.
I had heard little stuff here and there.
Girl, no.
Look at it.
I feel as though every time I'm around, it's shady.
You good?
So, what is this that I'm hearing about you and Mikey? Why didn't we hear about it?
Yeah, it's good.
No, yanked my monkey ass up, threw me into the bed. You know when somebody bring you into the bathroom that that's a problem, okay?
you know, issues that you guys have in your own home with like things that you guys go through, you let him slide because you kind of want to smash.
I feel as though he still may have feelings for you.
Do you think Mikey want to be with you?
I didn't say y'all was fucking.
I believe so. I don't know.
And your hope is that at some point he'll like want you back.
You don't understand the thin line between thick and fat. There's a thin line.
Cheers. Started at.
I see we've been dating for, you know, two and a half years, or a year and a half or so. We've been engaged for over a year. She's looking gorgeous as ever. Like, oh my God, like I can't believe I'm about to make her my wife.
What's up, pretty lady? Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Bullshit.
That's crazy because your face didn't say you was happy for me. You got all the looks, but you don't like looks.
People just think that he's messy for some reason, but
Is he messy?
I feel so attacked today.
When it comes to certain things that he tells me, I don't really be betting on it.
Let me tell you, the kids just don't know. Never, ever, ever. I always tell people, doubt me so I can show up and show out.
Saying you happy,
yeah,
and what it is, these niggas don't want to see you happy.
at all.
How much?
Get the fuck out.
I was asked by Lacey to do her podcast, Laceyology, which is also filmed for her YouTube channel. And I'm super excited about it because she wanted me to come on and talk about sex and to talk about the acting career.
The presentation of the gay black man that we get in the mainstream is something that is comforting to heterosexual men and white people. Because black women who know gay men don't know.
To Brandon after my podcast, y'all, because you know we gotta have some mess after the cameras are off.
Halloween party. How was that? Because I missed you guys.
Yeah, because how was that? Nothing's happening. Okay, so first of all, we were late because, you know, that's what we do. We were late and Mikey still wasn't there, and I was
questionable. I did think it was funny that she spoke about timeliness as it pertains to Mike and his event, when in fact they were 3 hours late for their own wedding.
I was confused because I was like, you are such a stickler for time, and you give all this strict, and we need to be there by wearing wearing and you're not there.
So when she brought up Mikey and everything that happened with the Halloween party, it kind of seemed like the way that she was coming off was extremely shady.
We're in theme, and then you show up and you're way late and you're not even really in theme. But like, he talked about his Halloween costume's gonna be so extravagant, and so make sure that you guys are, like, he literally pulled me aside and was like, I have to be in theme. And I'm just like, okay.
So basically, when I got there, you guys weren't there, and he was on the ground. Like at that point, I guess whatever had happened.
Mikey threw his little Halloween party and it was a mess. But I didn't catch all of it.
Maybe he was hot because when I walked in, I felt like the devil was slapping with his balls. Maybe he was nervous because he felt like, you know, no one was gonna come, or because, you know, things were just a little off. Like, I mean, it's a lot of stuff kind of happened in the last minute. The guy who he was planning everything with, you know, ended up coming down with COVID, and then a lot of stuff kind of fell on him and fell back on him. So it just looked like.
One of the things I kind of noticed was anytime there was anything about Mikey that could be perceived as like negative, Brandon was like kind of making an excuse for it, which is cool because honestly, I just feel like Brandon lives with him. They got their own thing going on or whatever.
A really, really bad situation. His wings that was supposed to come for his, you know, Halloween costume didn't come in time. I ran into the same situation because I was actually going to come as a Victoria's Secret angel. I think that he was just so worried about it being good and being great. And I think that's kind of...
Well, we left. We had other things to do. And so we came,
Oh,
said hello, took photos. Larry was just coming when we were leaving. He looked fantastic.
I don't know if there's like some underlying issues between her and Mikey, but the way that she's talking to me about all of this information and how she felt about everything, her take on everything, is just really...
And at the time, Carl was, you know, smoking a cigarette because he does that. And then he was like, yeah, your girl on the floor. And so I was like...
Oh my God. Okay, so Mikey painted. I smile when I'm nervous. Not smiling because I want to make fun of Mikey or whatever, because it's really crazy. We weren't there.
What? Like, what's going on? So I opened the door and boom, he's just right there. Chris is over him. He's pumping at his chest as if Mikey doesn't have any breath in his lungs. He's on the phone. He's just like, I don't feel a pulse. I don't feel a pulse. And it's like, girl, he's breathing. Like, I mean, like.
Well, at least he was worried.
Yeah. He was very worried, and he stuck around, and he made sure that, you know, paramedics came to, you know, alleviate the stress off of us, because even though I was late, I was there to make sure everything was fine. See, because I feel like I know him more than a lot of people in this circle.
He knows him a lot better than the rest of us, so maybe he like just has more insight. Because, you know, from the outside of the home looking in, it just looks like Mikey don't really have it all together like he tries to portray he does.
Mikey has a tendency to take something and put some seasoning on it, put it on a piece of bread, and make it something bigger than what it actually is.
I told him that.
But maybe from the inside of the home looking out, he got it together.
And the thing is, I feel like that scares me because he has everything that he needs to be a boyfriend, a great husband, a great a media personality, journalist, a great anything that he wants to do. He has everything that he needs to do it. He's just in his way.
I agree.
And I feel like he
doesn't see it either. I was like trying to explain to him, you are your own problem. Like you're impeccable. You're an impeccable person. I told him I think that he latches on to people too quickly, and he tries to form these relationships that it takes people months or years to form immediately.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be hurt that way because you're not at any point letting these people prove to you that they deserve you.
Yeah.
You're just doing the most for them. Anyways, I had a good honeymoon. So, you know, Henderson sent us to Colombia.
Yes.
And
which is Amazing. It's great.
Well, it was a partial work, partial
like everything you guys do.
that turned into like all work.
But
But
like 75% work, and then
I know, but it's okay because you know what? You work this hard, it's gonna pay off at
and
some
the check
point.
clears, hopefully.
It always clears.
Good.
And it's like it was just a new experience. Like being in a different country with Freshies was new. We haven't been in a different country together, just always
Fun.
separate.
That's really fun.
And I feel like if I lived there for 2 months, I could definitely speak Spanish because not everyone speaks a lot of English.
With everything that I have going on being so connected to the web, I decided to reach out to some more guys who decided to make a transition from being very sexy to taking their acting career very seriously. One of those guys, his name is Antino Crowley.
Look, I never sold to the bitch. Are you trying to go to jail? All right, I never sold to the young lady.
And I'm actually here to meet up with him today while he's in town from New York, just to kind of give me some pointers on how to make a clear transition into putting more clothes on camera.
I mean, of course, I know about you and, you know, what you've done acting-wise, which is really cool. So I kind of wanted to just pick your brain. Honestly, I mean, it's not that I'm tired.
He, you know, made the point that a lot of the bigger roles that are in entertainment are still booking out of bigger cities like New York City and LA, even in times like these.
Oh, but Atlanta has so much going on. Why did you move back up here? And it was Marquise Foster.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who told me what I just told you.
Yeah.
So, New York or LA, it could be a good move, but at the same time, there's also talking that Atlanta could very well be the next Hollywood. You know, all the fires that are going on in LA.
Yeah.
The tax of the production, you know, taxes it costs to produce films is much cheaper.
Yeah.
People are saying that Atlanta, you know, it is one of the great three now. LA on top, New York, and Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's saying it's part of three, but people are saying that it's destined to become the top. So who knows? You feel like you're boxed in and you feel like your growth is stunted.
Yeah.
What have you been doing down here? Tell me.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, my first project that I booked, I ended up getting into the wrong circles, and I ended up dealing with the wrong people doing the wrong business. And, you know, I just felt like that was my perspective of Atlanta at the time. And I kind of let those situations and those people tempt me. And I accepted a lot of, you know, negative or positive, whatever. I accepted the situation for what it was. So it has definitely taken a toll on me. But from there, with trust and everything, it's just, I've been trying to take class with the right people. I've been trying to work with the right people, and it's definitely been like a roller fucking coaster. Trust me, it's been quite crazy. Because
so you have an acting coach, or you take class?
Not right now. Yeah, because I was looking into right now nothing in person. I'm just taking a few classes online. But more than anything, it was just more so like intensives. Like, I've taken 2 so far, like one for theater and then another one for on screen.
It definitely is.
But it's necessary, I'm sure.
Acting is 90% rejection. And getting into biz, I'm sure you know this, you have to be okay with that. A lot of people, not saying you are, but I've dealt with, like, I've had friends before that because I started acting, it was like, oh, I want to do it too.
Right.
You know, it wasn't really for them. They thought that because they had a certain look that they were going to be an overnight success. There is no such thing as overnight success.
Right.
Overnight success is at least 10 years. That's what people don't tell you. An acting coach is important.
Yeah.
You don't have representation, right? No manager.
Not at the moment, though.
Do you self-submit?
Yes.
Where are you? What platforms?
Backstage. Actors Access.
Okay. Actors Access, you want to always make sure you're on there.
Right.
Backstage is good.
It's great.
Stay on Backstage.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
I've been getting a lot of work and a lot of auditions.
It's good.
From there,
It's good in your beginning stage because it's a lot of non-union work.
Right.
There's not going to be a lot of once you get in the union, and that's the goal. You want to be in the union.
Yeah. Because I went the agent route.
you're going to want to leave backstage alone once you get in the union.
I went the agent route, and everything was cool to a certain extent, and then it kind of just went left because it started to switch so often. And nobody was telling me that my agent was switching from this person to that one. The communication was just off, but the communication was bad on my side.
A lot of actors come up and they deal with agents who aren't necessarily trustworthy and who don't necessarily work for you. And he was very adamant about talking about how I shouldn't be wrapped up into that, but at the end of the day, it's work.
While you don't have representation now, social media is definitely a good tool to keep your presence up and be shameless. When you put content out on social media, tag motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't worry about tag them, because that's how you get yourself out there. Tom Holland got the Spider-Man role from always tagging Marvel in his parkour videos, and finally they're like, "Who is this kid?" Smart. And he's Peter Parker. So,
well,
so to know that he had so much information about what markets you really want to focus on and hone on into, and understanding the classes and everything and so on and so forth. I mean, it was very beneficial.
Got me inspired and shit now. Let's just cheers to that.
Cheers. Yes, my brother's keeper. That's what we have to do. Look out for each other.
So I get a text from Larry.
He decided to put together.
So we were doing this whole healing circle. Me and my wife, we talked about it, and we were like, "Are we really going to this?" Like, because with this group of guys, like,
after everything that has happened over the last couple of weeks, I thought it would be good for us to come together as a group.
why? I don't know why Larry wanted to throw this, because he wasn't even there most of the time that we were all together.
And kind of just unpack some of the stuff that have happened.
The Halloween party, the brunch, and the slumber party kind of went awry.
I love everybody, but we got some issues.
Work through some of it together as a whole, a collective, because kind of things get lost in the shuffle when we do it in small silos. Well, you know, I work with trauma and survivors, so I know how important it is to manage trauma. And I felt like we were basically traumatizing each other in this experience, and we really needed to come together and talk it out. So if we're all here, and I also brought in Robert, who he's gonna introduce himself and let you guys know who he is, kind of help us work through some of the things.
Just like the therapist that you go to, they don't be there in your everyday life. Like Larry was not really there this season. He missed all the drama, but he apparently wanted to fix it. That's cool. Do you? We gonna show up and we gonna show out.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me, Larry. My name is Robert, and like most of you all, I'm a creator, a content creator, but I'm also a life coach. So I can relate to you all on some of the things that you're going through as artists.
You know, I'm really not up for it. I really don't want to see the group at the moment.
But more importantly, as Black, queer, LGBTQ individuals, we have a shared experience. So I want to let everyone know that this is a safe space to address your concerns without feeling attacked.
This will be the first time that everyone is in the room at the same time, and I'm a little nervous about it, so...
Or judged. Okay? We all good with that? Yeah? First start with a check-in, just to see how everybody's feeling. Okay? You can give me 1 or 2 filling words, a small sentence, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. So let's start with Carl.
I'm okay.
That's okay?
Honestly, for this particular situation, I almost didn't come.
All right, let's move on.
I'm feeling content.
I'm feeling melancholy and excited to see what y'all got going on.
A little anxious, honestly.
What makes you anxious?
This, to be completely honest with you, because I'm interested in seeing how we decide to debrief a lot of shit.
Larry?
I feel amazingly well.
Angry, bothered as fuck.
You feel that way towards anyone in this room?
I feel the way at different times about different people in this room.
Okay.
I'm just not up for it. Right now, I just kind of want some solitude. I want to be to myself, and I just want to heal my own way in my own time. And I don't know how beneficial this healing circle is even going to be for me.
So with that being said, let's talk about support, right? Is it safe to assume that you're all a friend group of sorts?
I don't know these people.
Who do you feel is your biggest support system in this room?
Brandon.
Brandon is family, that's fine.
So let's jump back to Lacey and Freshie. Do you all feel supported by people in this room?
When some select people didn't show up to our wedding, where we really only invited you guys and a few other people, and at my wedding, when somebody who did come just came to like throw shade, like
from my own self-awareness and from everything that I'm dealing with, I can be a very toxic person.
like why the fuck did you come? You can go.
Someone threw shade that's in this room.
Yes.
So what I want you to do right now is to name that person, and we're gonna have an open conversation about that.
Mikey. Oh my God. And I didn't talk to you about it.
And that was a very toxic act of me to do. That wasn't my day. It wasn't about me. And if I was gonna be there and be a good friend, I should have showed up fully and been there and been a good friend. So like, I apologize to Lacey when I was something like, I came and I was being menacing and grimacing. That wasn't my intent. I'm still working on trying to be happy for other people and wait for stuff to happen for me in this own time. So I apologize.
I accept that.
Would you like to add anything before we move on?
Yeah, I accept that, and I love you. And after we talked, it was like beautiful, and like we almost cried, so we cried. And we just realized in the circle, maybe everybody wasn't fine.
Carl, you're quiet.
I'm not necessarily sure what's wrong with Carl.
Sobbing, you're looking down.
I'm really not in the best space.
You said you were just okay, so what's on your mind right now?
We had the Halloween party.
Okay.
I remember I came with a date of mine, somebody I had been really close with. He died Thursday.
And then he hit us.
Sorry to hear that.
I feel sick to the pit of my stomach.
I've been my emotions are something I don't process too well.
Because like I said, I'm just dealing with the loss of somebody I really cared about, and
I only really have two. It's either very happy, which I'm sure everybody has seen, or I'm like angry and tearing shit up. I don't really know how to process grief. I don't know how to process sadness.
Which I'm really proud of him for doing, being very vulnerable. This is the most vulnerable I think I've seen him be since I've known him.
And I've been kind of allowing myself to process that now because my mom died last year as well.
If you've ever dealt with death or the loss of somebody that's very close to you, y'all, it hurts.
I really didn't. Because like I don't process my emotions well, I didn't process it, but when that happened, I was kind of forced to process them both at the same time. And it's been a hard week.
in this process, something about grieving and being sad is something that I don't deal with that much. And I felt like in this moment and at the age that I am now and through a lot of therapy that I've had, feeling grief and feeling sadness is something that I need to work on.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah. I really am. I know we've had turbulence, lately. It's a little alarming to me because I have never really seen him like this in this space, so. But, the fact that we've gotten over the hill that, was bullshit. At the end of the day, it's all about your health and about your mental well-being. And right now, being that you are slightly detached because of some shit that's happened to you in your personal life, that has happened to all of us. I feel like at the end of the day, my deepest condolences go out to you. And it did make me look at him a little differently, because it showed that he's a human. And it showed that, he has these emotions. He's not so hard, you know what I'm saying? It kind of showed a different level of sensitivity. Number one, I didn't even know that your mother passed last year either. So I have my mother, and I don't know what I would do without her. So my heart definitely goes out to you.
We can still address conflicts and things that you all need to resolve, but I think right now, Carl needs our full attention and support.
He was going through all of this grief alone, trying to figure it out and process through it on his own.
I understand that this is never easy, and it's very easy to deflect. But you have to kind of allow yourself to, like you said, you're sitting in that grief this week, but sit in that grief in order to heal, because it is a process. So right now, I want you to let it out. If you got to scream, you got to yell, whatever you need to do right now, let it out.
And I think knowing that gave me a deeper perspective and just to give him grace.
Because lot of times we like to sit in our own anger or disregard for people, but never want to actually be there to support them through these times. And for you to sit here and reveal that you just lost someone very close to you this week, it's heavy. And you all spend so much time with each other, and nobody knew that.
In the back of my head, I feel like I need to go ahead and feel this grief so that I can move past it and I can heal from this. So it was difficult to do, but I'm glad I did it.
So we need to be able to rely on one another, not just when we're showing up to hang out or go to a party, but when people are going through things like Carl's going through right now.
Over, whatever, we want to just talk, we want to say, who knows, we got laser tag in the house now, like, we trying to chill. We just trying to chill.
And being classic crazy Carl. No one has ever seen me sad, no one has ever seen me vulnerable. And honestly, in a situation, we're just gonna be honest, there's cameras here, there's things I don't want to reveal.
Honestly, it's nobody's fault. Like I completely like shut away from everybody. I haven't been on social media. I haven't been doing anything, and I felt like I needed that time because I'm always like I'm working a lot. I'm always doing something. I actually, the day that I found out he passed, I had a show to do. So it was just like I'm always around people. I'm always doing something. I'm always hosting something. Always a mic. It's always a spotlight. It's always something in my face, and I just needed that time to just be away from just the spotlight, from cameras, from everything. I needed the time. Like it's something that I just don't process well, and I'm currently in therapy as well. So, and I felt like when Phil said we was having this life coach thing, I said this. I really wasn't going to come because I was like, I don't really want to deal with people right now, but I felt like it was like it's just part of the healing process. I feel. And like I said, everybody amongst friends.
Thank you for sharing. It's very hard to open up about losing somebody.
And I just want to say to you, like vulnerability is not easy. And I know from my personal experience, it makes it hard to process those emotions sometimes to be vulnerable. So I just wanted to say that it took a lot of courage for you to share that with us in this space. And I just want to acknowledge that and let you know that I am here to support you. I know we're not as close as everybody else, but I still stand in that where it's like, if you need something, I'm definitely here to support.
I appreciate it. I don't like to show weakness. I like to tell everybody I'm a thug, and I don't cry.
But vulnerability is strength and not weakness.
It's not weakness.
Releasing the sadness, I'm releasing the grief.
So brunch. Who wants to detail the brunch for me?
Brandon has OnlyFans. And some people maybe didn't know, like I didn't know, but now I know because Carl put it out there, right? It's cool, whatever. Anyways, and so he was like showing like Brandon's like backside and stuff.
Like I said, this is a group. I know all these people. I'm cool with all these people. But some people in the group are cooler with other individuals more than I am. So before I brought it to the forefront, it was like, let me ask them, be like, did they know about this? I mean, it's public information.
Everybody didn't know.
Well, apparently everybody knows. Honestly, at the time, I will agree, I didn't know either. So that's why I was coming to people that I knew that knew him better than I did and asked were they aware of it. And I was just, wondering what was going on. And I was thinking, I wanted to ask him about it. Mikey just went like, don't ask that, this ain't the place for it. And honestly, honestly, to his defense, he may have been right. It probably wasn't the place for me to bring it up.
I want to see what Brandon felt about that. Because, this is your OnlyFans. This is your life.
Yeah.
So, how did you feel?
It took me a while to kind of like let it register, right? My account or whatever pictures that he saw that he went to go and search for.
Didn't search, it was said.
That's fine, but at the end of the day, you took what you saw.
But goddamn, bitch, she didn't let 2 tears fall off down my damn face when she started getting my goddamn ass.
And then you had to go and show everyone in this specific circle. And I honestly think that it was almost like a tear down more.
But Carl and Brandon going at it.
More than a inquisitive type of, oh, I wonder what's going on and what's happening. You didn't really come to me on some, I care, I'm really, I really want to see what's going on.
Brandon having such a big issue with Carl saying what he said about his OnlyFans. At the end of the day, this is what you chose to do. This is what you're doing.
Are your finances a little ill? Is that really going on, so on and so forth, which is also not your business.
If you are really upset, I'm gonna wonder, is that a personal thing?
Not only that, but Lacey, I also felt like
all of these things kind of happened. There was bombs dropping and so on and so forth. And then here we are with the spoon, stirring this pot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's between me and Mikey, where it's kind of like, oh, they just, well, I did hear that you guys were like having sex or so on and so forth. And it was more so of kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna just let y'all know what's going on, what's being talked about. So what we won't do,
OMFNG.
is come for me in that right. Because I don't come for your bag, yours, and not yours.
It never fails. Now, one thing about me, I am grieving. I am sad. I'm not in the best place right now.
So at the end of the day, nobody should be coming for mine or questioning me about what the fuck I do for money.
But
I mean, if you did it for money, what you want to say? Were you more upset that I shared it amongst the group of everybody that paid?
It's how
talking about some shit that I've done. I tried to laugh it off at first, but I said, you know, we're not gonna do this. You're gonna tell me about me, so since we're having a healing circle right now, let me tell you a little bit about you.
Wait. It's not $5. It's not $5. It's quite the expensive.
Whatever
situation.
the case may
So
be.
just watch me and undo it.
I'm confused on what Carlos does.
Let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Wait, give me 1 second.
There.
What I'm confused about is
If we are going to speak in a public forum where we can be comfortable and be open and be honest, we have to be just that in order for us to have a conductive, constructive conversation. Period.
the fact that you are sitting here trying to have a conversation about what the fuck I have going on with me in my life. When I just gave you support about you and
everybody
yours.
knew that.
Friends, you're not being
And then
friends
not to
right
mention,
now.
Lacey mentioned the fact that y'all, everybody was a rumor that y'all, we're bringing it to you.
It's not a problem. I want you to know this.
Which I rather talk amongst the group.
All right.
Mikey getting his blood pressure up again, like as if he didn't just pass out. Mikey, calm, bring it back down, because we don't need no more events interrupted because you can't hold yourself up. You know what I mean?
And honest in my decision to do what I wanted to do to get things taken care of.
That's
for me.
fine, and I brought the situation
Okay,
to
you
you.
did.
All right.
I already knew what was going on.
Well,
So
now
for you to bring it
everybody
up,
knew.
And for
That's
you to
great.
that
That's great.
situation, it's a problem.
Well, shit, now you know now.
And I think that like it ended up being like a gang up on Carl thing. Like, if I come out swinging, I'm gonna come out swinging too, because I really feel like none of y'all really got my back like y'all wanted me to think you did.
You know now.
Yeah, I just steal somebody's house. Let's show a little.
We're gonna stop this for a second.
Like for real. Steal somebody's home.
Let's let the energy shift back down.
This man just was bearing his soul to us, and it was like boom, and he was like ready to go. Went from 0 to 60 in a second.
Now is wipe this tear and that tear and let you know about something.
Because I think it's very clear, even though we're saying we're all okay with things that have happened, we're not.
Civility went out the window.
So when Brandon starts talking with Carl about stuff that's happened in the past, honestly, I really wish he wouldn't do that, because right now I know Carl is hurting, and I don't believe in kicking somebody when they're down.
So after I done said my piece, after you done said everything under the sun to me, now all of a sudden you gonna walk your ass out the room. Brandon and picked up her hat and coat and she, oh my God, I can't, I gotta go, I gotta do it.
Being there, I feel like Carl was going through what he was going through, and Brandon was just being shady the whole time. I think that everybody always wants to hold like Carl, responsible for what he says and his actions, but everybody doesn't always hold Brandon accountable. And just the same as like Brandon makes excuses for Mikey, Mikey makes excuses for Brandon.
I just feel like this is supposed to be something that's productive.
It is.
And it's supposed to be. And if we're going to be productive, we got to be honest and we got to be truthful about things. And what I get upset with is the fact that people are lying about things. And what we're not about to do is prevaricate a situation that you've already apologized for. And now here we are talking about the situation in front of a whole group of people. And you can't even just be accountable for 1 second. Yes, it took a minute for you to apologize, but the principle is still there lingering.
Listen, I am not one to engage into physical altercation because, child, I'm grown. You can get charges for that. I don't have time for that. And not only that, but Carl is, from Detroit. He gives 8 Mile. It's just very much, his actions are very trailer park and has been since we started this journey. So with that being said, I kind of felt like, okay, let me just exit to the left.
I don't know about his personal life except what he's just told us. So I'm wondering if maybe that is the way he deflects too. Like he doesn't know how to. He just said it earlier. He doesn't know how to process his emotions, right? So he only has two. No, you're fine. He only has two ways of processing emotion. Oh, he said his word from his mouth to our ears at the same time, right? Did he say that or no?
He said that.
Did you hear that? So like if you trigger him in some type of way, I don't know this to be true. I haven't had a conversation with him. We never had a one-on-one conversation, so I don't know. But say you do. So he processes that energy one or two ways.
Right.
Which it's been consistent, right?
Yeah, it is.
So what he's saying and his actions are consistent, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if, like, when interacting with him, you can keep that in the forefront of your mind. And I know that it's difficult. I know it is. But I'm just saying that from a perspective of hurt people hurt people. So sometimes when people are hurting, they hurt other people. And I haven't had a conversation with him about it, but from the conversation we just had, he's probably been hurting over the last year in different ways.
Okay. You know what? Let's reset. I will rejoin the group. I need to leave a moment.
I appreciate it. So I was glad that I did have the opportunity to talk one-on-one to Brandon and not have him leave and storm out in the middle of a heated debate, because I would hate to open a wound and then just infect it more. So I'm glad we had an opportunity to bring it back down and kind of really hash out some things, which I still feel like it's some underlying stuff, but I'm gonna leave it. So let's just, I know, you can use the bathroom in that room if you want to take a second.
We're going to wrap up. But mainly, I just want to say that a lot of things that we've experienced as children show up in our adulthood if we leave those things unchecked.
Now, despite all the drama, I felt like towards the end, we all decided to come together, have a great time.
We are a special group and we're here together. The universe has brought us together for a reason.
I'm glad that Brandon and Carl were able to come to some consensus. Carl was able to express his grief. Freshie was able to address me. Thank you, Larry, for hosting.
And remember that, so when we're interacting with each other, give the same grace that you would want to receive. You know, I just want to thank you for being open and thank you for coming out. And good night.
I think we accomplished something. So I don't think every wound was exactly healed with this night, but I think it was a great step in the right direction.
Let him know that I'm here for him in that aspect, but in everything else, it's gonna take some time.
And I feel like it's the first step for us to heal as a group of friends, as creatives, and move forward with each other as a group. So we'll see what happens later.
To be honest, I feel like me and Carl, the best thing that I can do is just hug him.
So who knows what happens? Hey, this could be the start of me and Brandon becoming bosom buddies. Who knows? So excited. I get to do an event. I get to perform. I was invited by the Stars of the Century to go ahead and perform my own personal hits. And you know, Stars of the Century is usually known for their classic and their iconic drag queen performances. So are you excited to perform tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
This is good. Like, actually, I'm more excited because this is actually my first time performing this song. Really? I've never performed this song. Of course. Come on, buddy. So I was supposed to perform it at the You Do TV event that Mikey threw, but child. Anytime I have an opportunity to perform, I'm always gonna do that. The music has taken me to a direction that I didn't think I'd be here. And I actually invited the entire crew.
Bitch, well, okay, so I heard something about a Halloween party. What was that about? Like,
yeah, well, what ended up happening was in the middle of Tramel's performance, he ended up passing out.
Did y'all ever find out why?
Yeah, he had heart palpitations. So I didn't know that. Because at first I thought, like, you know, she's a drama queen. So I'm thinking like, she's trying to steal the spotlight a little bit. But she, but no, I went and check on her and she was, yeah. So yeah, I had this mask and everything. I was so ready.
But you know,
yeah. So hey, like I said, as long as he's all right and everything.
Well, at least you get to do over tonight.
Yeah, I get to do over tonight.
And it's gonna be fun. We're gonna get lit. We're gonna drink.
That's it. That's all we need to do.
We're gonna cut the food. And then forget about it.
I did invite Phil and Brandon to come out tonight. So I don't know if they coming, but I did invite them. I'm trying to turn a new leaf, and Brandon, me and Brandon's cool, but we always have our little issues. So it's like we always been cool. We always have our issues. So it's like I figured like this was like me extending the olive branch. So I don't know if he gonna show. I don't know.
So what if you don't show?
I mean, that's cool. I mean, hey, I did what I wanted to do. Like, we did have.
You with a bigger person.
Yeah, I was exactly. See, now that's why you my friend. Right. Still, I know, but Brandon, I love Brandon, but me and Brandon we got this real love-hate type deal going on. So,
well, hopefully that comes. Can I see your lighter?
Yeah, let's do that.
So I've never seen Carl perform before, like ever. And so, when I find out that he's actually going to be performing at the Heretic, a place I've always wanted to go to and visit, I hear they would have really good drag shows. I'm just like, you know what? Let me go out and support him. It's a Monday night. I'm not doing anything. Why not?
In about an hour or so. Birthday boy.
Now in like 20. I figured I would be a good person to go and support Carl. I mean, he did extend the invitation.
Like 20 minutes? 23 minutes? He about to be 27.
Right.
That's right. Young as fuck.
And to my surprise, most of them came out. Even Brandon. That was the only person invited that I thought was not going to show up. And when he came around the corner, it warmed my heart a bit. And he brought his boyfriend.
I'm gonna go ahead and go and, be on my best behavior and just have a good time. Have some drinks and listen to his music. He's a musician, right?
Alright, this is my song. Y'all look funny, man. Yeah.
Actually, doing this song is something that's completely new to me because this is a song, actually I performed my number one song, my top hit right now, which is Bunny Pussy, something I have never performed in front of a crowd for. So I was nervous. I've been grieving. It's a lot going on, and I really didn't know how to
Costume change. Real quick. Soaking wet, like bunny pussy. You wanna taste this bunny pussy?
Stage, he has like this black bunny mask, and it's so funny. But he was on stage going back and forth, like he did a really, really good job.
You wanna taste this bunny pussy? Ride out in this bunny pussy. Make your nut in this bunny pussy. Hey, y'all ready? Ass fat, booty soaking wet, big dick, sex good. I'm a vet.
I was actually really impressed with the performance. His music is catchy. It's a bit of a toe tapper. It's good stuff. I must say, boy, what was it? Bunny Pussy?
Even I performed my song before, but the amount of love and the amount of attention I get from that song is something.
I got that shit, baby. Kiss it when you miss it. Wait a minute, it ain't hard till I finish. You think it when I hit it. If you bustin', then I win it. But first, baby, let you know I'm not my paper. You wanna hit, but you know what's now or later. I be the chef, let me know how I can cater. This good shit, you ain't had nothing greater. Serve it up and got it running down my jaws. Shit's amazing how you bustin' out these walls. Eat my ass while you sucking on these balls. This bunny sweet, that's why they call me sugar ball. I'm a sucker soul, not your shit's delicious. Have your eyes rolling back, my shit is vicious. When I dream a nigga out, the shit is finished. I'm the baddest nigga out, treating my witness. Pull the mirror out, let me show you what I'm about. Put it all in my mouth, I don't do nothing for clout.
Interesting, but the lyrics are really cool. I'm not sure if he wrote them though.
Bitch, I ain't even gotta read your profile. You just told me what you get into. All I gotta do is get your phone number. Hey, I want some of that bunny pussy. Do you want this carrot?
I didn't know how the crowd was going to receive it. Like, it's a top song, it's been streamed, everybody loves it, but I've never done it live. So I was really nervous how it was going to go. And it actually went very well. The crowd loved it. They didn't even change my name by the end of the night. I was Mr. Bunny Pussy the entire night. So I am definitely adding Bunny Pussy to all the sets that I do from this point on.
I was really happy to see him. I was happy. It was
good to be out and about. Like I'm trying to find sources of joy. So after the performance, we all go outside to the back deck. The club was really loud, and of course, Carl wanted to get his smoke break. We get there, we're talking to him, we're congratulating him, like everybody's congratulating him. Me, Brandon, Sean, Larry. It was really good. It was a really good moment. It just shows like we going in the right direction.
So how did y'all like it?
Like,
for real.
Give you that. I'm giving that to you. I'm real Nancy for love.
If Brandon giving it, child, that must mean it was pretty nice.
I thought it was really cool that he was honestly surprised that I came. He was very happy that I came too. I did notice a smile. I know that he doesn't technically live for me or likes to smile behind me. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be there to support him after such a tumultuous gathering that we had the last time we were around each other. So, I mean, I wanted to just continue to extend said olive branch and be there to support his goals.
Yeah. It was pretty nice.
No, it was good. Like, I have a new appreciation for you. I hear the song all the time, but to see you actually perform it was like,
yeah.
You was doing your thing.
That was actually my first time performing it. I was
really.
Yeah.
That was my first time hearing it. So that's
I'm sure it was.
I ain't gonna take nothing from you, baby. It'll make you move.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you.
I was scared, yo.
Can I borrow this?
Yeah, you can.
Wait, are you gonna?
Would you like it? Give it to Brandon. Might want it.
Well, he turned his birthday tonight. He might want it.
Yeah, it's your birthday.
Listen,
Your man is here.
I do reject gifts. This will be one I'll reject. Not just because.
He's doing. It was. Yeah, that's why.
It just happens.
And they're on the road talk.
You look great. How's everything? Well, how's everything since the last time we've seen each other? I know it was a little rough.
This is a good moment. This is a turning point in everything that's going on with the crew.
It's better. It's better. Actually, like things like this is like things that help. So
that's good.
It's if my mind don't be there, and then it's like, all right, I gotta hurry up and turn on so I can get out there. So it's a lot better now. Yeah. I'm glad y'all came now. Thank you.
I'm sure he knows you found you on the performance.
Yeah, I know.
We wanted to get together and support you.
Yeah.
And Chris sends his love.
Okay, yeah. I actually talked to him earlier.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm glad we could all get together and do this. This was really dope.
Yeah, this is nice.
It was.
This is really good.
And plus, I didn't know about this place, so this is like a new little spot I can come to. This is my first time.
It's been a while, but I've been here. It's a nice area. It's a nice spot.
It is.
People come out, they have a nice crowd. So
it's real chill. You know what I mean? Everybody's getting along. It's a vibe. The drinks is okay. There was no shade. Now, hold on. I said the drinks is okay.
Look, I didn't say nothing. I'm just trying to get some heat from the cigarette, okay?
Like, it really just shows y'all how big we can be. We can fuss, we can fight, we can argue, but when it comes to supporting this entertainment hustle, we can put all that to the side and be there for each other. This is the example of brotherhood.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, and happy birthday, Brandon.
Yes, happy birthday.
Brandon is 27. Happy birthday. It's a new year. Right.
I would like to thank the Academy for picking me and choosing me on this day. And Carl for, letting me share my day with them.
What I love about this group is that despite the drama, despite the bullshit, despite everything, the pot stirring,
we're trying to get past some things.
I think that we honestly, truly want to see each other win, whether it's secretive or whether we throw it in each other's face. We are definitely very supportive, all of us.
Captain Chris, so you know what happens next. Eat my ass, taste my little snack.